All right, yo, let's get it in. Getting on here a little bit early. Want to get a good head start here. Get this mic on. Let me get my mic set up. Here we go. All right, got a few people coming in. So we're going to jump on this thing in a couple minutes. A few discussion topics today. Of course, this is the weekend wrap show. I used to be on here at 7, but I said, shoot, let's go ahead and jump on a few minutes early so I can get off a little earlier, hopefully. Marcus Bell, what's up? All right. Hang on. Yeah, just put up my post fight for, Casey and Roxanne. Close that out. So yeah, overall the card was decent last night. I enjoyed it. The C271. I mean, had a lot of good fights on the prelims, but overall, I mean, the main card, had some good finishes. We had 3 finishes in a row. Bobby Green, he didn't get a finish, but after that, it was just like finish after finish. Dang, man, Derek Lewis though, man. I was going for Derek, man. All right. Pull this up. Yeah, he did. He got smoked. Matter of fact, let me look at the highlight while I'm, waiting to get started. Let's see. They got a highlight on here on YouTube anywhere? Yeah, here we go. Let's see. It was round 2. Yeah, here it goes. Let's see. Tuivasa landed that overhand right there on the inside. Look at these big boys. Ooh, hard jab from Lewis there. Looked like Tuivasa was kind of shook. Ooh, elbow on the inside, boy. Goodness, man. That hard elbow to the jaw. Ooh. Lewis is just down. He just fell over like a tree, man. Man. Yeah, that was crazy. What? I mean, the way some of these heavyweights be moving, man, they be looking like they be fighting 15 rounds. I mean, that was only the second round, right? He got stopped in the second round. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, that was only in the second round, and Derek Lewis looked like he was already, flapping around like he was done, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to get on here start a little earlier, so we'll start about the 5-minute mark here, like usual. Then we can get into some conversation about what's going to happen in this here flyweight division. So we'll get started in about another 50 seconds. So I decided to go ahead and pull this thing up earlier. Yeah, man. If anything, I thought Derek was probably would have called like a head kick or something, or like a clean punch. But I mean, it was just that elbow on the inside, man, and he went down, man. Like he'd been fighting all day, man. 2 rounds. I know he said something about wanting to lose some weight before his next title shot, which yeah, that'd be kind of smart, just so he can kind of move around more, and his body don't have to work as hard carrying all that weight. I ain't gonna lie, I like fell asleep towards the main event and missed a lot of the main event. after watching that Roxanne Casey fight, it was like so many fights, so I was watching. And after that, I had a steak too. I was like, I was about out, man. All right, here we go. So yeah, just had to pull some stuff up. Yeah, man. So welcome back. Here we go, man. Let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and do this post fight stream, and we'll just talk about some different fights, of course. But let's talk about the main fight this weekend for WMMA. Roxanne Modafferi and Casey O'Neill, man. Man, Casey O'Neill. When it comes down to it, I have to say I told you so on this one. Like, people get it mixed up, they get it twisted. Like, when I'm talking Casey O'Neill and the level she's on, in no way am I bashing her as a fighter. No, like, I'm saying that she's on this particular level of growth. She's on a good path of growth. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say she's this perfect, well-rounded fighter. I'm not. But if you tell me she's gonna fight Roxanne, I can tell you who BJ Taylor told you so, man. I picked Casey O'Neill. You talking about I told you so? I know you trolling, man, because I picked Casey O'Neill to win in this fashion. So people that ain't listening, like, I mean, if you still trying to say she's this perfect, well-rounded fighter, then no, we ain't never gonna agree on that. But she beat Roxanne, like I said she would, because again, there's two things. If y'all ain't heard my post fight yet, Casey O'Neill was gonna win this fight for two reasons: because she's got the tools. She's got the tools against a fighter like Roxanne, unlike Macy Barber did. Yeah, unlike Macy Barber did. And number two is perfect timing, man. Roxanne is not the same Roxanne that fought Macy Barber 2-3 years ago. Okay, you just reiterate what I'm saying. Okay. I just see the caps and I already thinking he where he going with this. I just saw the caps and I just said, oh, this is where he going again. To be said, all hail the king. All right, walk on beliefs and happy retirement to Roxanne, such a sweetheart. Okay. Marcus Bell said, yo, I'm trying to get some people to join by posting your live in our Lions Den Facebook page. Okay, cool. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, do that, man. Because I mean, if people want to, really get into it and just talk to people who like WMMA, we here. We all here. Yeah, but Roxanne is on a downfall, but she's still dangerous. But Casey O'Neill, you still have to factor in the youth and the hunger. Like, people want to say youth and hunger ain't gonna beat a fighter, but if you have the right tools plus the youth and the hunger combined, you will win. You will win because Casey O'Neill, her mindset is on a higher. It's on a higher level than Roxanne at this point. Like, Casey O'Neill wants to go higher than Roxanne ever went. So however she gets it, no matter how ugly it's going to be, she's going to go in there and get it done. So you have to give her credit on that level. Like, people still, I know we jump in the head saying she can't do this yet and do that, but knowing that she wants to execute and get better, that's where I take my hat off to her. That's all I'm saying. I just want to see her look better in every fight, but I'm not going to push her and say she top 10, top 5 material yet at all. But what I'm seeing now is a 24-year-old and looking better than her last couple fights, then yeah, she did it. I mean, Roxanne came in there, gave her a good fight. Casey O'Neill, she took full advantage. I mean, I didn't expect her to stop her. I mean, there looked like some moments in there where some of them bombs are going to put Roxy out, but I didn't really expect a stoppage in this fight, like I said, because Roxy is all around the type of fighter that can last, and this is just one of them fights where Casey O'Neill, I didn't really think she was going to step on the gas at any point, even to go to the ground, because you go down to the ground, and that's why they both didn't. That's why they both chose not to, because it would have put them in a situation where it would have been boring, maybe a stalemate, or Casey might have got sloppy and got submitted, or vice versa. You know what I mean? So I think they both knew their ground games are pretty strong and could have been each other's kryptonite, because let's say Roxy went to the ground with Casey. Casey's younger, so Casey would have been a little bit more wilder, and she would have liked to move, and she would have been more active on the ground. She's stronger, she's younger, right? So that could have canceled out Roxy, right? But Roxy, Casey didn't want to go to the ground with Roxy because Roxy's been doing this longer. She is the black belt, so they both showed each other's ground game respect and just chose to strike, which turned out to be a good fight for us. You know what I mean? So when it came down to it, Casey O'Neill did what she was supposed to do in this fight. And I think a lot of people were in their feelings. That's why they were picking Roxanne so much. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wanted to see new blood, but everybody was like, yo, Roxanne going to win this fight. I'm like, are you sure about that? Are you really sure about that? I could not pick Roxy in this fight just for the fact that, again, she's out the door. I don't care what she says about wanting to go out with a bang and knock Casey O'Neill out. But every time these fighters come to that last performance, it's really hard to give it their all for real. You know what I mean? Like Mari Renault, I know she wanted to go out with a bang in her last fight, but there's still something about it. They know it's their last fight. And it's not like their very first fight, or it's not like a title shot. There's no way you can commit to it and give you 100%, especially when Roxanne was already, on the way out the door because of, potential damage, right? So that's all it is, man. It was just one of them situations where it is a passing of the torch. And let's talk about why so many people are mad, though. Like, why are so many people mad? Hold on. Before we talk about that, let's see. 2B said, we'd love to speak on it with the chat at some point if you have the chance to invite people. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I do that tonight. If I don't tonight, because I'm trying to cut a little bit shorter tonight, maybe. But if I still have some time, yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll do open link here if I have a little bit of open time when we get to that point. Yeah, 2Bs. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm surprised, so many people are hating right now, mad that Casey O'Neill won this fight. And now that she won, everybody's still saying, oh, she ain't gonna do this and do that. Yeah. I was at that point too. But the thing is, I'm seeing improvement in each move up, so that's good. It's still far off from taking on Valentina Shevchenko, but I'm just glad that she is showing some improvement in, execution, man. Like, that's big part of the game. You got to go in there and execute. You got to take chances and want to do it. Like, I can tell you, yeah, her striking does look better than a fighter like Jillian or even like Montana, because she's willing to use it and she'll commit 3 rounds to it. She didn't get discouraged when she got hit with punches. You know what I mean? Like, Roxanne hit her with the jab a few times. She made the adjustment, started using the right hand more, taking away Roxanne's jab. And then she started, stepping in and out, circling, taking away Roxanne's jab and her straight punches. So that looks like a fighter that wants to improve. I can say that. Like, the minute she got hit a couple of times, she didn't just say, "Oh, boy, I'm done. I'm gonna resort back to the ground." She didn't do that, right? So I respect that. But like I said, the hate thing, man. We should be glad that we got a new fighter in the division that wants to move forward and start retiring some people. You know what I mean? And somebody wants to come in here and fight, right? I know it might seem like her mouth is getting ahead of her skills, but she is working on her skills. She's working on her skills, and her being 24, it's not like she ain't gonna be cocky. She's at the age where she's gonna be talking this trash and wanting to do better and wanting to call people out, right? So to a certain extent, I respect that, but I don't want her to get to the point where she feeling herself like Like I can beat Valentina tomorrow or something like that. You know, I don't want to see that. Darby Crasser, what do you think of Casey flipping off the crowd, purposely trying to be a bad guy? 50-50 on it. Like I don't really. I'm glad that she was, she was like, hey, forget the crowd, like if this is what you want, then hey, I'll be that. But at the same time, I don't know if it's like affecting her mentally though. Like I'm not in her head, but I don't know if she did that because she was, being sensitive towards the crowd, or she just felt like, oh well, you know what I mean? Like, hey, it is what it is. She should have just said, oh, I don't care what they say, I'm out. But the minute you show some anger, then that's whenever the crowd knows they got you sometimes. So um there's a plus to it, which I'll talk about here in a minute. To be said, can't wait for Melissa Gatto and Manone's test now. Flyweight is exciting. Oh yeah, yeah. To be said, keep in mind the crowd started it. Oh yeah, of course. Just like with Wei Lee, you know what I mean? Like it's usually the crowd that starts it in these situations, right? Yeah, So I mean, regardless if it is the crowd, you can't let it change you. It's like a comedian. When the comedian gets on stage, whether or not, you say something controversial and then they start booing you, you still got to know how to keep control of the crowd if this is your job. You know what I mean? Like if you're a comedian, your job is to entertain, then you always have to have complete control of the crowd at all times. The minute you lose them and they know they got you, you start choking, right? So in this situation, I think the audience, they work as a whole, as usual. They work as a whole. So the minute she starts saying F you and loses her character, they're gonna be like, oh man, we gonna troll her every time she come out. Right. But unlike the comedy world, Casey O'Neill can use this to her advantage, When when the fans start to hate you, or when fight fans just start booing you, that's when it becomes part of you, as far as building you up to being a superstar. So that's one thing I just wanted to bring up. Like the haters just don't know that y'all are helping O'Neal build her stardom. Like this is a plus for her. This is a plus for her. She knows how to fight off of this type of energy and, just keep it going, So Casey could be on her way to being a star, right? It's still early to tell, but at the same time, if you look at what she's doing, it's rubbing people the wrong way, and it's also rubbing people the right way. She already got a lot of fans on IG, but she's also going to gain the haters that just want to, like I talked about in my live stream last night when we were watching the fight. After the fight was done, it's like I said, all these people booing, they're going to go and follow her. They'll go and follow her, or they'll make sure they tune in, get a ticket to see her fight, get a ticket. If she's on a pay-per-view, they'll pay to get the pay-per-view. Why? Because they want to pay to see her lose, right? So you paying to see her lose because you don't like her, that's still building her up to be a superstar. That's still going to build her up to be a main attraction, right? It was just like, in the later part of Floyd Mayweather's career, so many people hated him. A lot of people were paying just to watch him lose. Like Manny Pacquiao, whenever Manny and Floyd fought, a lot of Manny's fans, or, just a lot of Floyd haters came out and paid high price tickets just to see Floyd lose. Right. So there comes a point when you be like, oh, I got to love my haters too. See, people just don't realize, like, when you let your emotions affect how you feel about a fighter, it's only going to do them more good in the long run. Like if you really don't like a fighter, you would just like pay him no mind instead of, wasting your time talking trash about him. So if you do talk trash about him, that just makes me realize that you do have some type of infatuation with him and you respect him. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Casey fan, but I'm a fan of how she works and I'm a fan of what she brings to the division. Like I can honestly say how I feel about her style. But I don't hate the person, you know. Um, Casey isn't mentally impacted whatsoever by that, though. Well, we'll see. We'll see in the long run. We'll see early on. Like, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure she's mentally impacted, like in a good way. That's going to work to her advantage. That's why she said that. I'll play the bad guy. I mean, if you mean like a bad way, like it's going to get her shook, then yeah, no, she's not shook by that. But she's affected by taking advantage of it. That's why she acknowledged it and said, I'm y'all want me to be the bad guy, I'll be that. Right. That's why I think it's very important for a lot of these WMMA fighters, if they want to build their brand and get that type of acknowledgement, they have to be some type of character. They have to kind of break that mold and um, get out there, whether it's, fans gonna love them or hate them. They got to have both if they want to be bigger in the game. Like, they're gonna wonder why people don't come. Well, it's because you're not really turning the crowd on. But Casey's, she's starting to turn people on to her with this personality. Love her or hate her, right? But so that's where I think she's going with that. I think she's gonna play it to her advantage. And with, the UFC hyping her up too, and they're behind, with them fully behind her, pushing her as the number one ranked fighter in 2021. And she's on a 4-fight win streak right now. She's building that personality. A lot of fighters even kind of have beef with her, having a little beef with JoJo, and just her personality. It's kind of pushed her in the right direction of being a well-known WMMA fighter. Being a potential star, whether it's a hero or a villain. Whatever you see her as, right? So yeah, what else though? What else can we talk about this thing? Because that was something I want to bring up here. Hang on one second here. What we got? This. Hang on here. Here we go. Yeah, this new era of flyweights, though, I mean, is what we've been looking for. You know, I mean, I just don't like when the fighters jump too far ahead and start to ignore the hard work. But I don't think she really is ignoring the hard work. I think the talk is just putting more eyes on her. But when it comes down to it, I don't think she really is ignoring the hard work. She is showing some improvement throughout each fight. She's getting the right type of opponents that she needs to build herself up. Yeah, to be said, you can't wait for a Gato and Manone's test. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the next one. Is Manone's in March. Yeah, but yeah, let's talk about the scorecard, man. Like, what was the score again? 29-28, 29-28. Well, 29-28 two times for Casey O'Neill, right? And then one was 29-28 for Roxanne Modafferi, leading to a split decision. So yeah, let's talk about that. Like, where did this split decision come from? Like, did any? I don't think anybody. This just shows you how bad the judging is, or how corrupt the judging is, because I don't think anybody in the chat last night felt that Roxanne was ever winning the fight. Did anybody in here feel like Roxanne was winning the fight? Like, maybe won one round, but which I'll talk about here in a minute. But did anybody feel like Roxanne was winning the fight that was watching it last night in the round by round with me? I, nobody in there was ever saying like Roxanne was. Well, yeah, she did damage. We saw Casey leaking, but I never heard anybody say, "Oh, Casey O'Neill needs a finish," or "Casey O'Neill's getting her tail whooped." I don't think anybody ever said that in the chat last night. They all saw the same thing I was seeing. You know, and I think my point last night of calling it, like I think as Brian Williams said, I wasn't calling anything Roxy was doing. I mean, like Roxy wasn't doing much when it came down to it. Casey O'Neill was doubling everything she did, so that means she's gonna get double the coverage when it comes down to it, right? I mean, you telling me like I'm not covering what Roxy doing. Roxy wasn't doing much. That should tell you how bad she's losing the fight. I mean, if you look at the numbers, double the numbers, 60 to 30, 60 to 20 or whatever. Now, the third round was a close round. Third round was the closest round that maybe I could argue I could give the Roxanne. But other than that, like Casey O'Neill was never in trouble of losing this fight. I mean, she lost more blood out her nose than ever losing any seconds of the round of any round of fight. Let's see. Running Rini says no, she doesn't. No, she didn't. Just like Macy Barber didn't win that fight against Miranda. Yeah, just like that fight. That's a bad judge call. You had a bad call from from that panel of judges. And I was like, I don't know what this judge was looking at. Like, I don't know where he gave Roxanne 2 rounds. The way Casey was landing, consistently throughout this fight, I didn't see any work done that was convincing enough to give Roxanne a round. Hold up, I'm trying to find that scorecard here. Let's see. That's judge was that? I like to see which judges if they have their names up here. Oh yeah, here's the scorecard. I mean, y'all seen the scorecard? Hold on, I got it right here. Pull it up. I can pull it up on StreamYard too. Hang on. Let me see. All right, where is it? Hang on, I got this scorecard right here. Okay, here it is. Yeah, there it is. All right. So this is the judges' scorecard. Let's see. Kerry Hatley had it 29-28 for Casey O'Neill. Ivan Guzman had it 29-28 for Casey O'Neill. Then you had Robert Alexander 29-28 for Modafferi. And it's clear here, see. Round ones on Kerry and Ivan, their scorecard were pretty much identical. They said rounds 1 and 2, they gave the Casey O'Neill. In the last round, they gave to Roxy, which was the one I said, hey, I could argue that. I mean, I had it 30-27, but when it came down to it, when I watched it again, I could see where they gave that last round to Roxanne. Definitely now. Like, I definitely could see it. I was just looking at it again, and I could see where they gave it to her because Roxanne did get a better takedown in the third round. And her work to the body and shots in the pocket were a little bit sharp, a little bit sharper. When she was able to get in a few clinches. She landed some good knees to Casey O'Neal's body. That's why I was like, why didn't she do that earlier? She should have been getting on the inside early because, yeah, Roxy's knees were good in that third round. So, yeah, I think that maybe been enough to win it on that scorecard. But when I look over here, Robert Alexander's scorecard, I'm like, what? How you give? How did you give Roxanne the first round? Like, what did she do in the first round to win? I mean, when you look at those significant strike numbers in the first round alone, the damage that she was doing, because they don't count jabs, right? As significant strikes. From my understanding, they don't count jabs as significant strikes. And Roxy was landing a lot of good jabs, but it was Casey O'Neill that was landing calf kicks and long right hands and left hooks, right? Let me see if we got some numbers here. We just know it's bad judging at this point, but I just want to pull up these stats again here because those are some high numbers from both fighters in this two grapplers, throwing this many strikes was, pretty, it was impressive. Yeah, let's see. 229 from Casey O'Neill, 120 from Roxy. So I don't know how he gave that first round. I don't know how he gave that first round to Roxanne. Roxanne didn't do it. The one round where she didn't get the takedown, right? Because she got the takedown in the second and third round. But you don't have no argument on why you gave her the first round at all. So I mean, that's whatever though. It's whatever. I mean, we just know that some of these judges, they just out with their own scorecard and they think, okay, since this is last person's fight, I'm gonna go ahead and give her the the fight, which is dirty, man. It's a dirty game like that, man, because they do that with fighters they hyping up off of looks, certain narratives they want to build, and boom, they give it to them. So, well, let's see here. Let me check my connection here. It's been running. Need to switch it up here. Hold on one second. Might kick me off. Oh, never mind. Let me see something here. Have I been coming through pretty clear? Yeah. Just fixing this connection. Hold on, y'all. All right. Let me know if you can still hear me. I'll check on my end. Okay. Yeah. I can hear me. I can hear me. Okay. We're good. Just checking my connection. I don't know. Weather does it sometimes. It's causing delays and messing me up here. All right. So 2B said the commentator thoroughly acknowledged that it was ill advised. The judge only judged 4 decisions in the last 2 years, apparently. He only judged 4 fights. Oh, I mean, regardless, though, I mean, that's bad, though. That was just bad. Like, what were you looking for? Yeah, and yeah, Sal D'Amato, that's another one. Like Sal D'Amato was the one judging the He was one of the ones judging the Miranda and Macy fight, right? Sal D'Amato, yeah, he was, and I think he judged that Lauren Murphy Andrea Lee fight too. I think he was. So yeah, I mean, this just comes down to one of those points where it's like we say, man, you just got to have like actual fighters doing it, ex fighters and probably referees, trainers. They're the ones that need to be in there doing the, or on, at the in the arena ringside doing the scoring. Stamina, what's up? What's going on? So yeah, like I said, that was my argument. I just couldn't see how you could give her that first round. I didn't see anything that Roxy did that was gonna give her that first round in any way. I mean, that was a round where she just didn't really get anything going after Casey took that jab away. So it's whatever. But what's next from here, yo? What's next from here? Uh, what what it's looking like for Casey O'Neill to me is still like an improving potential contender. To be said, trust me, this topic has been engraved on my brain over the past 2 weeks. Oh, what's next for her? Yeah. She's I see potential there for her, like against some of the top 10. Like I would be lying if I said she couldn't beat some of the 7, 8, 9, and 10 fighters. I think she could still do that. I just don't see her as a top 5 fighter right now. But depending on how some of these other ladies have been looking and how they blew their chances in the past, Casey has a chance to capitalize on some of these fighters. I mean, you can agree or disagree, right? But we've seen fighters almost blow their chance in the past. That's why I put Jennifer Maia's picture up here. Like, I still favor Jennifer Maia in a Casey O'Neill fight, but you never know how they're going to approach the fight, right? That's why Valentina's on this level and the other flyweights has always been 50-50, right? Because even if you look at the lower half, we can say these are some better skilled fighters than her. But I just keep looking at this other part where it's like, if they are so better skilled, like why haven't all of them had these potential chances to get title shots? Or why haven't they gone on nice little win streaks, even like the ones we kind of pick out of the bunch? You know what I mean? Like some of these fighters have come up short when we felt like they weren't supposed to. Like, for example, like with Viviana Arujo's situation, we seen her on the come up. And, when she got in there against Jessica I was surprised how she lost because, she has the tools to go in there and catch Jessica I at the time. And, that kind of could have pushed her to a title shot faster if she was on it. Of course, she bounced back with a win against Roxy. But then after that, she lost to Caitlin Chikagan. Andrea Lee, she's looking good right now on a 2-fight win streak. But then again, it could just be about the opponents, right? Like, would she look that way against Viviana Arujo? I don't know. So the lower half here, it's kind of it's kind of like it's there for the taking for Casey O'Neill right now. Like, you can build her resume up off of some of these lower names, getting them at the right time. Like if JoJo was to lose to Grasso, she would be there. That's the name for her. Even Andrea Lee. Like if Andrea Lee was to win or lose against Viviana Arujo, that's a potential name that Casey O'Neill could go in there and capitalize off of. And I say that because with tools she has, the tools that she possesses, and that type of mindset of never backing down, and just being this young and just energetic about it. That's a lot sometimes. That's a lot of energy that can beat these other fighters that, we do consider polished. a little bit more polished than her, right? So I'm just looking at the possibilities here. I think she's getting in at the right time. She's definitely getting in the right time. Because now let me pull up this UFC flyweight rankings because I know we wondering who she could fight next. Right? Let's see, because a lot of these fighters are all taken, but of course, she can wait on the sideline and call somebody out, which I didn't really hear call. She said anybody at the end of this fight with Roxy. She didn't really give a specific name again, right? So, you know, yeah, Casey's number 15 right now. With beating Roxanne, that's probably going to push her to number 12, right? With Roxanne out the door, that's probably going to elevate Macy and Manon up as well. And that's going to probably push in, who do you think is going to get that number 15 spot now? Like, who's the unranked fighter do you think is going to get pushed in there now? That's the question. What do y'all think about that? Like, who do you think is going to get in the rankings once Roxy exits? Like, we know the bottom half is going to elevate, of course, but like, do you think they're going to put in Aaron or do you think they're going to put in Melissa Gatto? Aaron gets in there or Melissa Gatto next? Yeah, because Casey's moving up. Roxanne's gone. So that's going to open up one spot to push. Will it open up one or two? Yeah, open up one. Yeah. So let's see here. Because right now, Casey, if they move her up to number 12, she'll be looking to fight up. And I know she'll probably be targeting the winner of JoJo Grasso. And they'll probably give her JoJo if she loses anyway, just because I see Ariel Helwani kind of trying to stir the pot on his show the other day. He was trying to stir the pot as well. He was bringing the fact up that JoJo called her out about parking in the handicap space. Which, she went into the story. She said that I think she went inside to get her food or something like that. And she left her car running. She just didn't park there. But, I mean, has she done it more than once or something? I mean, because, why would JoJo call her out one time? So they're kind of building that up because, she said even like when she's seen JoJo, they never really had any like interaction. She's seen her before. They never really spoke. So she was like, okay, well, if she wants to see her as an enemy, she would fight her. So that's good energy. I mean, she want to keep going, keep fighting up. There we go. Yeah, yeah, stamina. He was, man. He was kind of like the way he said it too, it was like he just brought it up. Like he didn't even like have a good segue into it. The way he kind of did it, it's kind of like how some of these other interviewers out there be trolling and they bring up a name and try to strike a nerve. Like I honestly didn't care for it. I actually didn't care for how he did it because he seemed cool with JoJo. Like and that's why you call him a weasel because he seemed cool with her, but now he out trying to make her look like a snitch or a bad guy. Like, but whenever she's there, he be all up in her face, being nice and everything like that. But like the minute JoJo gone, he gonna go over here and say, "Oh, why she do something like that?" Or he gonna bring up like, "Oh, JoJo said you a snitch." He gonna try to make her look bad. So that's the kind of vibe I got from it. But the way Casey reacted to it and the way she responded to it, I think it might lead to a fight one day. Very, very, very sneaky. Yeah, it was very sneaky. As I said, hard fights in front of Casey. We saw wrestling and grappling doesn't work him against much better fighters. Yeah, yeah, that's common sense. Hard fights in front of Casey. I think that's it. That can be said for everybody, though. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about what she needs to work on. Though. Like, hard fights for Manon. Hey, I big up Manon all day, but hey, hard fights for everybody. Hard fights for everybody. I think it's all on how they execute and take it from here, though. Like, Manon's number 14. She beats Jessica I. Hard fights for her. It's gonna be hard fights for Let's see who's number 13. Macy. Oh, definitely for Macy. But yeah, I think for Casey, I know what you mean. It's hard fights, but that's what she calling for. Yeah, he instigate. Let's see. I'm gonna say once Roxy gets out, I'm gonna say they put Aaron Blanchfield in the number 15 spot. Let me see who would they put. I don't know. Melissa Gatto. Melissa Gatto's last win over Sarge was a little bit more impressive, though. Yeah, I think they'll put Melissa Gatto in at number 15. But then again, with Aaron being more vocal, they'll probably put her at number 15 off of her 2-fight win streak. It'll be down to them two. Once Roxy's taken out Tuesday, it'll be down to Aaron or Melissa Gatto next week. So we'll see them in there. Yeah. Yep. As I said, not much of hard fights except Chikagan for Casey. Every fight in top 10. Yeah, every fight could be. That's why I say that lower half, though. You never know who's gonna show up, though, Zaman. Like that's my thing. Like some of these ladies just don't put it together sometimes. Like when you say their skills are up there to get it, like Cynthia Calvillo, like we said she could be held, but like Cynthia Calvillo kind of blew her chance against Caitlin Kagan by not taking the fight to the ground. Right. But she could get one of these ladies right above her on the right day, or just have the type of style disruption. Like some of these ladies, like how well do they do against that type of pressure, even if it might seem remedial? You know, she might have remedial striking and remedial pressure in a lot of our eyes, but what if she does take enough of their punches to get on the inside? Like who in there might crumble to her pressure? It's still a possibility. Like I'm just kind of looking at it like that now because when I went back and looked at some of these fights, like I said, even with Andrea Lee, she had a chance to beat Roxanne in her rematch, but she didn't. She had enough tools, but she just wouldn't pull the trigger. But yeah, when we compare to Manon, yeah, I think Manon has some tough fights coming up. But yeah, it's definitely a bigger gap there. I mean, Manon will have challenges, but I think she still has the better sharpened tools, to slice through a lot of them. Yeah, but it's MMA. That's why I just can't, go in there and say it's close to 100%, even for her, you know. But her chances are better than Casey, definitely. Yeah, yeah. So let's see, y'all. Jennifer Maya, though, I think, yeah, that's a high jump in number 4. So I wouldn't give that fight to Casey, even if she did go up to number 12. I'd say who's open? Who is open right now? Calvillo. No, Calvillo's going to 115. Everybody's taken. Everybody's taken. She gonna have to wait till one of these girls in March are done, or just fight down in the meantime. I mean, I would think it'd be smart if she did fight down. Casey O'Neill just get in another fight down. To be said more like because of the path of least resistance, she wanted to take this opportunity to work on display, work on displaying her striking. Yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah, that was good. That was good that she did because it looked way better. I mean, again, Roxanne was giving her a clear cut target, I don't know why Roxanne was doing that this time around, and then she wanted to bang, but she just was getting pieced up. That was a nice right hand. Zama said, I'm not as balanced as you come. I'll say Casey isn't impressive at all. Mediocre talent, athletically underwhelming. Yeah, I mean, you got to be open to it. I mean, that's how I make my choices, and it doesn't upset me. I mean, I think when you're not as balanced, this is from my perspective. Like, I find when I'm balanced and take the time to understand what people offer on both sides, you'll come out less stressed. I'm not very cynical, like, so. But I never said I was like impressed with Casey. Like, I'd said that the other day. Like, somebody brought that up, and I said, no, Casey. Do I respect her work ethic? Yes, but am I impressed? No. Like, I'm impressed with Manon. That's why I have her down here. I'm just trying to get people to understand. Like, Casey is working. That's the point. Like, she's working. Like, and you say mediocre talent. Okay, I can't disagree. How do you make up for like the lack of gifts and lack of talent? You make up for it with hard work, right? I mean, that's pretty understood. For me, it is. That's why you have some fighters needing to become well-rounded fighters because they don't have certain gifts that can take them there, right? That's all I'm saying. Like me, I never said she was impressive or that she was some great talent. Like, I say that stuff about Manon, like certain things about her are just sharp and you can see it. Like, it's a given. It's understandable. But I cannot deny the hard work I see in a fighter like Casey O'Neill. And at the age of 24 and the way she's moving, you got to respect that, right? For the level she's on. Again, that's why, yeah. See, I am balanced because it's hard for people to understand, like what I'm saying. As soon as I give Casey O'Neill credit, people think I'm overhyping. The minute I criticize her, people think I'm hating her. So you got to learn how to find balance. And man, like I said, you're gonna be, you just be lost. I mean, I understand where you're coming from with seeing points, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, I understand the difference between a hard worker and an extremely talented fighter. 2B says, so 4-0 isn't impressive. It depends on who the 4-0 is. Like, 4-0 is good, especially 4-0 is impressive when you look at the quality of opponents and how you defeat those quality of opponents, right? But if you're in the UFC already, you're supposed to be doing that against that type of competition. You know how many women come to the UFC, make it 3 fights without a loss, even they don't have the most elite competition they're fighting. Well, but see, she's just the first. She's amongst one of the first to take full advantage of what it's supposed to be like. Like, a lot of these young talents that we see and speak highly of, they're supposed to come in and do that. Nam says she'll replace Roxanne in the long run with her hard work. Well, I mean, she already did, right? Roxanne's gone, so I mean, yeah. And you put quotations around hard work. I mean, you still not see the hard work in her? I see the hard work in her. So again, I don't see like A plus striking and A plus grappling, but that's why I see the hard work because she's working towards that. But again, then again, that's just me. But the next thing I wanted to talk about here, let me see. Stamina said that's the point, though. 2B's numbers shouldn't impress anyone as much as performances and skills and IQ and instinct shown. should. The fourth win isn't necessarily related to the third, and so on. Right. Right. That's a good way to put it. Like, yeah, we shouldn't be impressed with numbers just by seeing 4-0 now. Like, you have to look at who they're doing it against and then how they're doing it against that person. You know what I mean? Like, the 4-0 she has, that's pretty much to me how it should be anyway when you sign to the UFC and people have see promise in you. Like, okay, Casey O'Neal's supposed to be this. Okay, boom, she was supposed to do that to Shannon Dobson. Shannon Dobson's on a low level already, right? Shannon Dobson's out the UFC now. Laura Procopio, supposed to go in there and beat her in the fashion that you did, right? And then Valentina Shevchenko on that losing streak right now, you're supposed to go in there and look the way you did against her. And then when you're starting to get into the bigger names, I think like, Andrea Lee and Jennifer Maia, you start looking like you start stopping them this in impressive fashion like you did against Shevchenko. You start stopping names like that, and I would start to say, yeah, that's impressive, you know. But when you first starting out, it's hard to really say I'm impressed with that type of work done, and then you can still see holes in there. And that's where we always disagree, man, because like I said with Manon, the way I see her move in there and just dominate with the wins that she gets. Granted, she didn't stop Mayra Bueno Silva, but she did. She still did it in dominating fashion, coming off of sickness. Let's see. To be said, not to be. Zama said she's a solid fighter of a lot of courage and spirit, but athletically limited. Yeah, and what she lacks in athleticism, I think she's been making up for in technique. She's trying to make up for in technique because not everybody has to be super super athletic. I mean, what you lack in athleticism, you have to make up for in technique and like skill and hard work and making up for certain things. There's been plenty of people who were offered lower skill competition like Casey and they were cut from the UFC. Let's see, who do you mean? Like people who were offered lower skill competition like Casey and they were cut from the UFC. Do you mean after losing to them or beating them? Do you mean like fighters who beat lower level competition and they were cut, or do you mean that they lost the lower competition and cut? Yeah. I'm just trying to answer that for me. But yeah, let me move on here though. Like the last part, well, not last part. I'll talk about some other stuff maybe here, but I wanted to say that after watching the fight and just who's on the come up, I know, y'all were joking last night live stream, but I don't really see from what's aside from my couple of fighters here. Yeah, I don't really think Valentina has to worry about some of the ones that are calling her name right now. Valentina Shevchenko. I think she's in the comfortable spot right now where where she sits. She doesn't have to worry about certain fighters that call her name. That's why she addressed it in that interview. I talked about. She said, "Hey, I don't care." Because like she said, when these fighters win their little fights and then they go in their little tirades calling her name, they usually wind up losing, right? So she was like, I don't really worry about that. And I don't care about that. So I think, yeah, she's in a place now where it's like she's not really paying any of that like serious attention. Like she'll look, like I'm sure, because people probably show her and tell her, but I'm sure she brushes it off like to a point where it's like, I don't even have to look at this person right now. Like she said herself, like she's gonna be worried about it, or she'll think about it when somebody's in that position, when they start winning, top level fights, they win their title eliminator, and then she's gonna start looking at fighters who she got to prepare for, as far as putting a plan together. But what we're seeing right now on the lower half, aside from the fighters like Taylor and Manon, I really don't see anybody being like big trouble for it right now. You know, I just see some new blood coming in that has potential, as long as they stay in there and keep working. Give them a couple years or so, they can put it together. But like in the next few months, no, I don't even know who her next title challenge is. Like, is it going to be Taylor, or is Taylor taking on another fight? Oh, yeah, but John, you talking about champions now. I'm talking about, just the fighters like on the level like Casey O'Neill. To be said, I'm saying there are plenty of fighters that are giving competition, like the competition no one managed to stop. But unlike Casey, those fighters lost and eventually got cut. Yeah, and that's why I was saying earlier, like those fighters, that means that's just saying that they didn't rise to the occasion like or they didn't take it as seriously like they were supposed to. Like Casey, if you are considered UFC level, you are automatically supposed to be that next thing that can go in there and beat that lower level competition. If people are backing you that way, you should be able to get a 4-0. And it's still early in the game. So yeah, I can't really see that as impressive. It's good. It's prospect worthy because it gets you into the top 15 when you go on a 3-fight win streak. But I'm not gonna go out the way and say it's like hugely impressive, especially when you still show some holes in the game and you lose a couple rounds though. But yeah, man, let's see what we got for next week though. What do we got going on next week? What is it, a fight night card? Yeah, it's a fight night card. We got, hold up, let me see. Darius. What's his name? Darius Makachev. That card is next Saturday. Let's see here. What do we got? Yeah, I think that would be good too. Because I'ma say Hill will kill Walker next. Mm, let's see. Is next weekend the 26th? Or is no, next weekend is what, the 20th, right? Weekend of the 20th or whatever, something like that. See here. Yeah, the 19th. That's what I'm looking at. Weekend of the 19th. Yeah. Dos Anjos. Yeah. Next week is Walker Hill. Yeah, okay. Who did Johnny Walker get knocked out by last? What was that last fight he got knocked out in? Was it Santos? Didn't yeah, it was Santos. No, he didn't get knocked out. He just got beat. I'm thinking of that. What's his name? It was a while ago. Corey Anderson fight. Yeah, it was that Corey Anderson fight with Johnny Walker. That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, Hill. I think I'm gonna go with Hill in that fight. Let me pull up this thing. Let me see who we got as far as the women on this thing. I know Corey McKenna and Elise Reed got moved to March, so we won't have that next weekend. We got Diana Belbita and Gloria DePaula. We got Jessica Rose Clark, and Stephanie Edgar. All right. That's all we got for next weekend, though. Diana Belbita, Gloria DePaula. Yeah, Diana Belbita moved down to strawweight. Gloria DePaula, she's on what, a 2-fight losing streak right now? You know, we were thinking she was coming in hot, but yeah, Jinu Fry beat her. Then Velismus beat her. Yeah, Velismus beat her, man. Dang. Yeah, she's on that 2-fight losing streak now, so we'll see what she can do in this. Yeah, then we got Stephanie Edgar and Jessica Rose Clark. This is the fastest turnaround from Jesse just in a minute. Oh yeah, we got Joaquin Buckley on this card. It should be good. Let's see, we're gonna have another knockout highlight reel on there. Okay, got Joaquin Buckley. Yeah, but that's it as far as the women. Let's see. Yeah. Stevenson Buckley, Al Hassan could be vibes. Yeah, Al Hassan could be vibes. Yeah, not going 3. Sleight of Mind said, I think the new era of strawweights are getting scary. They're young. Yeah, let's talk about them a little bit, huh? I want to talk about a little bit of the strawweights on the come up. I might save it because I was going to do like an unranked video one day, but there's a lot of upcoming strawweights that are looking pretty good, but it's still hard to tell. Like besides, I know what is her name? Amanda Lemos. She's not one of the youngest of the ones that are rising up, but Amanda Lemos is definitely part of that new era that's coming in of strawweights. But Velismus, she could turn into some danger. Who else down there? Corey McKenna, Elise Reed. And then you just have the fighters like Vanessa Demopoulos, who put on some exciting fights. Not necessarily the best, but they come in and put on exciting fights. Who else? Still waiting to see Brianna Van Buren return. Kanako Murata. Anybody know where she's at? Oh, yeah, she probably letting the arm heal up, right? Yeah, y'all know Kanako Murata, man. Dang. Well, I had picked Janet Rowe to beat her. Because I just, in the same fashion that she lost because, she was a bit reckless. But, yeah, Kanako Murata, she'll be good when she comes back. I mean, it's been about 7 months, right? So she's probably letting that arm heal up. I still see good things for Kanako, though. Sleight of Mind said, if people look past the steel in the Macy and Maverick fight, you can see the skill is drastically improving. The skill on Macy's side or Miranda's side? You say with all women in general. Oh, do you mean as a whole, like the skills in the women are? Yeah, I mean, if you mean as a whole, like, yeah, the women are improving like every year. Like the women aren't the same as they were in 2015. Like that's definitely a great skill uh, improvement or evolution, if you will. Stamina said Kim versus Cachoeira the following week. Yeah, that's gonna be another bloody war. I don't think I missed the blood. Every time I call blood, it been happening because I know who's gonna bleed. So I know who's the type of fighter to bleed. So who got that poor defense? Well, no, Cachoeira's out now, right? It's supposed to be Jin Yoon Kim and somebody else, right? They switched opponents. Poliana Bateo was supposed to be her opponent. Yeah, I mean, yeah. First, it was supposed to be Kim. Kim was supposed to take on Poliana Bateo. Yeah. Okay, yes, it's Cachoeira again. Yeah, all right. Yeah, for the 26th. Yeah, that's gonna be a war. I don't see it going the distance. If it does, somebody's gonna have a concussion and broke nose or open eyelid. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a violence. It's the violence weight championship. Yeah. Yeah, no, stamina. It is. It's Priscilla again. Yeah, because her opponent was supposed to be Poliana, but Poliana with tails out. So yeah, it's Priscilla again. Yeah, I had to confirm it myself. Yeah, it is. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way putting them two together. Robot Chicken said he got Razak. Razak. Oh, you do? Dang. Okay. Side of mine said both Macy and Miranda had their moments. I think Macy had her moments in the last round, maybe a little bit in the second, but in the last round, really, I still had Miranda win that fight. He said, "What do you think of Alexa Grasso's upcoming bout?" Um, I think that even though I'm a JoJo fan, I think that Grasso she might pull it out just with her technique. But you never know if JoJo if JoJo gets the range that she needs to use her Muay Thai, it might be competitive. But the fact that JoJo doesn't move her head enough, I could see Grasso boxing all day long, moving and boxing. But yeah, Grasso's upcoming fight is going to be a good one. And Grasso now bumped down to 11. She was 10. This will break her into the top 10 if she can win. If she can, yeah, definitely. If she can win this fight, it's hers. Side of my said, am I the only one that thinks Grasso makes really wonky mistakes? No, she does. I mean, one of the things that she really makes mistakes on is not pulling the trigger when she's got you hurt, or if she's got the fight won, or in the palm of her hands. She won't. Let me put it. She likes a kill switch. I don't know. You ever noticed that sleight of mine? Like she likes a kill switch. She has technique all day, beautiful movement, but she last finish she had was, I think, in Invicta like 8 years ago. Wait a minute. We always talk about Chikagan not having any stoppages in the UFC. Alexa Grasso don't have any stoppages in the UFC. I meant to bring that up a while back. Who is she stopped in the UFC? Nobody. Alexa Grasso ain't stopped nobody. So, we can't keep on bashing Caitlin Chikagan. We always bashing Caitlin out. Well, I'm not. Y'all always bashing Caitlin Chikagan for not stopping her. Grasso ain't stopped nobody. And that's at straw weight. And she got quick hands too. She be boxing and she ain't stopped nobody. Come on. She ain't even stopped Carolina Kowalkiewicz, who wide open. Now, I'm not taking away from Grasso, but I'm just saying, like, if y'all gonna put down Caitlin Chikagan, I mean, Grasso's a decision queen as well. Let's see, I'm gonna go all the way back on her resume right now. Look, because every fight I seen her win, she may look good, but she ain't never put anybody out. Yep. It's like I thought. She hadn't scored a stoppage. 2014 back in Invicta. She ain't stopped nobody. So y'all think about that before you put down Caitlin like that, man. Come on. Sometimes we just have decision people, Joanna. At least Joanna has got some stoppages in the UFC, right? Who she stopped? Carla, Panay. That's about it though, right? But she got a couple. At least she got a couple. Yeah. Yeah, you said you noticed that drives you crazy. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it do, man. Because she got the style to, like, she hit harder than Grasso than Chikagan, so I expect her to knock somebody out. Stammer said not more so than other fighters. She's not especially guilty of it to me. What, of holding back? All right, Robot Chicken said Grasso looked good against Barber. Yeah, she looked good, but she almost got it in that last round. If Grasso had the kill switch, do you think she could contend with Valentina? Ooh, no. If anything, that might leave her open. Like if she was going in for the kill, that might leave her open. I think it's going to take more than a kill switch to contend with Valentina. Like I think she would need strength, a little bit of size, a good physical inside game to contend with Valentina. But for that, it's not really a lack of kill switch. A Darby Crash, yeah. Jesse Jess versus Stephanie Edgar. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I don't know why they keep giving her these fights. I mean, I guess because she's still coming off that injury. But I'm gonna go with Jesse in this fight. Ulysses, what's up? He says nobody's beating Valentina right now. Pretty much. Well, single mind was it sleight of mind? I don't really see you in here too much, but since you new in here, I mean, who do you think? Like, sleight of mind, let me ask you since you new here, like, who do you think? Well, you might have been here before, but who do you think is the next fighter to give Valentina a good fight? Grasso needs the ground game to compete with Valentina. Yeah. Yep. Jama said the Grasso punches look like they should stop someone. Speed and snap. Chikagan's gangly and noodly. You see it can't stop anyone. Yeah. But yeah, you just said right there, it looked like they should stop somebody, right? But they don't. He still ain't stopping nobody. So they're both decision queens. I mean, just in their own way. And the thing is, Chikagan's winning more right now too. So I can't cut somebody or not re-sign them just because they ain't stopping people. That's the most backward thing I ever heard of. Yeah, she coming off that injury, so yeah, I ain't trying to be too hard on Jessie Jess, because I don't think she would fare well in a Carol Rosa fight right now. Let's see, Ulysses. In order to beat Valentina, you have to match her skills. Yeah. It's like that's a hard question. Yeah, got to think about that before you answer because I can't even. What do you think pay viewership ratings? What do you think pay viewership ratings for Invicta FC are on an average per card? Pay viewership? I don't know. I have to look them numbers up and get back to you on that. 2B before I really answer that. Like, what do I think pay viewership ratings? I'm not sure. I don't know. I think they maybe gone down over the past few years. Oh, yeah. Don't forget, March 9th is the Invicta FC championship fight between Karina Rodriguez and what is it? FC, this 46, right? Yeah, don't forget Wednesday, y'all. We got a Invicta FC card, Souza. Karina Rodriguez and Ketlin Souza for the flyweight belt. 8 o'clock Eastern time. Danielle Taylor's coming back. It's Liz Tracy. We only got 4 fights. No, they got like 5 or 6 on this card, I think. Let's see, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely tune in, and I might do a live one. I mean, I might do a fight companion since I'll be live on Since I'll be live on Wednesday anyway, I might watch the fights with y'all. Darby Crash, I don't like Chikage because before Maya, she said I'm going to finish because I want another title shot. I knew she wasn't going to get finished. I think she knew that too. Slidermine said the only women who can contend with Valentina are already in the top 5, and they still ain't close. Pretty much. And they all, pretty much got dominated. Stamina Grasso's punches are technically proficient, but lack the kinetic energy we hope for with them. And bad intentions. Yeah. Bad intentions is that one variable that she lacks. Zama said from style point, I only see Blanchfield as a proper style, but I'm very afraid she's athletically limited as well. I wish I could combine Firo and her. Yeah, if I could see anybody with, if you want to create the perfect monster for Valentina, it would be Manon's size and athleticism and technical prowess with her striking, combined with Aaron Blanchfield's jiu-jitsu and wrestling and pressure. Yeah, that would be a monster. Put that black belt degree in jiu-jitsu that Aaron knows how to combine well with her wrestling and, her kickboxing. Yeah, that's like the perfect monster. Almost. Slight of mine said the ex-woman that could potentially try and contend with it. The only ones I could think of would be Grasso and the young women who won't even get to her. Grasso, if she puts in the right work ethic, could potentially contend, but I don't know. I can't even answer this question. Yeah, like I still got to see if she can go in there and outclass JoJo for real, Santos might be the one to take a 48-47. Yeah, even a split decision is hard to call. Like I see Santos maybe winning a round or two, but man, it's still tough. And let's see, got a few of y'all in here. Always like always, just so y'all get notifications, make sure y'all hit the like button. 12 people in. What about Chicken said, who would you like her to fight? Slider Mind said, what do you think about Casey O'Neal's comments? Which ones? Like the audience comment. I mean, like, I think she just kind of playing into the villain, but what other comments do you mean? Like, I just heard about the murder charge when the day, and I was like, dang. Do you think she has what it takes to even challenge Valentina within the next few years? No. No. Like, if she said anything like about Valentina keeping the belt warm for her, I mean, yeah, that's good talk for her just to have the confidence, but they don't understand what level Valentina's on as a fighter, man. Like, yeah, I did a video, Sleight of Mind, like, it's on my channel like a few videos back. Uh, like I said, she was respectful. Like she didn't call Aaron like Aaron, Aaron called a hype train. She didn't call a hype train, but you know, Casey O'Neal, I don't think she in any way ready for that. Like she thinks, I know she compared it to Juliana Pena having her time, but Juliana Pena's season, man. Like Juliana Pena had the style to disrupt Nunes. Like I don't see anything right now in Casey O'Neal, even after 2 more fights or 3 fights, that's going to really disrupt Valentina. Valentina just too close to, an A plus in every department where, yeah, I think she just need to call people out around her. Don't worry about Valentina. Because the more you win, you'll rise in the rankings. Then you can worry about that. Like the one dream fight I always want to see with Valentina would be just GDR or something like that. That would be like her only biggest test besides another Amanda fight, Yeah, Santos, yeah, she's not really a nimble person, like, and yeah, she does like, yeah, head movement. I think her counter striking ability is something that can be improved, but yeah, like as of right now, yeah, I don't see like the nimbleness with her footwork because she's used to, going in for takedowns and everything, but she can get hit with the right hand easy too. Like that's something she got to work on, that head movement. But let's see. Yeah, real quick question before I get out of here. Let's see. Joanna, what do y'all think about Joanna? Is she coming back in April? I might do a video talking about it because I'm not gonna go too far into it now. But Joanna's, yeah, put up that picture where she got a letter from Puma, and they were wishing her luck in April. Like, you think she coming back against Zhang Weili in April? Or if she does come back, who would it be? More than likely it would be Zhang, right? Because nobody else is available. Let's see, who can Joanna fight? It would have been cool if her and Andrade were gonna fight in a rematch, but they're giving Andrade the lamos, so ain't nobody here for her to fight. Let's see. Tisha Torres and Dern are booked. Janjana Marina are booked. Ebos and Michelle Watterson are booked. Lemos and Andrade are booked. Verna and Angela Hill are booked. Jessica Panay and Lorena Pinheiro are booked. Carla and Rose are supposed to be booked soon. So it's Zhang Weili, right? I think we can all say it's Zhang Weili. Yeah, Ulysses. Yeah, she's been training. Yeah, I'll go ahead and go with Zhang Weili because she's always talking about not fighting down and fighting for number one contender. I know Zhang Weili wanted to come back in June against Carla, but Carla's taken now, so they might try to meet in the middle somewhere, fighting May or April. Yeah, we'll see. Like Joanna became that one thing. Joanna's becoming that one fighter where it's like she want to milk it she want to milk this money, man. But now's really not the time to try to argue how much money you should get from the UFC because she's seen better days. Now in the beginning when she was on like her third or fourth title defense, she could have been saying something. She could have been getting that money because she did an interview talking about that. Like she felt like she missed out on a lot of money. Well, she should have been trying to argue it back when she was on her dominant run, like when that third, fourth title defense. But whenever you're 2-4 now, you lost every title fight in the past 3-4 years. It's gonna be hard to argue that money now because you're still on the losing end of the Zhang Weili fight. So it's really no argument there as far as trying to get more money than a Rose or some of these other straw weights. So more than likely, I think it's going to be that fight, though. That's probably what she's training for. Lafayette said Manone's the next champion. Hey, not going to argue. I'm not going to argue with that. I mean, I would like to see her get to that point. Yeah, I'm about to head out myself. 2B, so we'll catch you in the next one. And let me see. Maybe next week I'll try to do an open link show to talk, see if anybody want to come on. But I know next Wednesday I'll do I'm gonna do the Invicta FC live. I'm gonna sit back and watch that and get on live with y'all with that. Yeah, Jamin, Joanna and Val with that Ngannou management, so it'll be hard for them to. Yeah, like Joanna, like I said, she might as well just say, those days are past. She became a millionaire out of the UFC without, getting bigger money out of the UFC. So you might as well take that. Unless you're trying to maximize the dollar here, but Like I said, it's pretty much over now. I mean, if the heavyweight champion can't get it like that, I mean, I don't see her getting it like that. Let's see, stamps. I don't understand your repeated failure to type an actual name. Unranked fighters fight unranked fighters. She's doing exactly what she should be: earn a win streak and earn high caliber opponents. Oh, he's talking to Darby Crash. He said you don't understand when they're talking to. But yeah, man. Let's see. Final thoughts before I get up out of here, man. Yeah, I think, man, it's just a long road of improvement for Casey O'Neill. Could I see her beating somebody from 7 through 10? Sure. Like I said, it comes down to styles and being able to disrupt. And there are some fighters down there that just don't execute or show up. So Casey could capitalize off that with the tools she has. Same like she did to Roxy. I don't think she can beat like the 1 through 5 right now. Like I don't see her beating Caitlin or Taylor or Lauren Murphy even. Even if Misha Tate came in here and tried to call Misha out, I think Misha would still beat her. But the lower half there's some fighters that tend to not show up here and there. So she has a chance to get into the top 10. But when it comes to the actual, top 5 and going for the belt, I don't see that at any time soon. What else? Yeah, shout out to Roxy. Shout out to Roxanne Modafferi. She's done. Left them gloves in the octagon. Calling it a day. There's more fighters we need to go. We just need some more new blood to keep wiping them out, right? That's how it goes. But yeah, I'll catch y'all on Wednesday for the Invicta FC card. I think it starts at 8 p.m. Yeah, I'll do a schedule thing for it. Yeah, I think 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Let me see. 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll watch these fights. I think there's like 6. So I'll be on here a minute with y'all doing that Wednesday. Lolita says Super Bowl Rams 13, Bengals 10. Yeah, I haven't even looked at it. MMA Art said, what do you think of Misha Tate, Big Brother? Might be a distraction for her return to flyweight. But is she trying to get that money, right? But I haven't been looking at it. I think I flipped by the TV. I saw her face once on there. I was like, okay. I'm not really into that show, but I guess she's trying to get the money, right? But don't be surprised if she wind up losing to Lauren Murphy in May, though. I'll say that. But yeah, y'all, it's been fun. Make sure y'all hit the like on your way out. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Shout out to everybody in the chat. And like always, I'm Combo Breaker 99. I'll catch y'all on Wednesday. Peace.